Good morning, everyone. Today is Sunday, July 20th, and today is Guesstimate Day. This time for Group C, led by, well, used to be led by CONY, but now we could say led by HOOY, maybe, right? HOOY is taking over, but we will see. We will see. We will see. Before we get into the guesstimates and what we think they're going to pay, but again, we don't know anything. We're just having fun, throwing out numbers. Let's look at the distribution schedule for Group C heading into this week. Again, today is July 20th, and you can see here on the YieldMax website. I'm not sure if you guys can even see this, but the declaration date is July 23rd. Ex-dividend date is July 24th, which, by the way, if you want the distribution, you have to buy it the trading day before ex-dividend date, which is obviously 7/23, which happens to be declaration date. So you have to buy it, hold it at least until the 24th. You could sell it on the 24th, still get it. But on the 24th, that's when, your fund will drop by the amount of the distribution. All right. And then, of course, you'll get paid on the Friday. Just got paid Friday night. And then you take your money and you go out and you spend it all, or you reinvest it, or you just leave it there and find a discount later on, right? Anyway, so let's get to the file. All right. Here's the fun. Here's the fun stuff. So here's Group C. They got a whole bunch of funds now, right? HOOY's the last one to come. And as time goes on, the guesstimates are actually becoming harder. I was, last week, you guys know I was completely destroyed on my guesstimate with Plady, which makes me like rethink the whole thing. Because I had 525, they paid 256, and good God, my accuracy was off. Look at that. That is, like I said, my worst guesstimate by far. So, HOOY is going to be one of those too, right? It could be anywhere. It could be any which way, but, as the price of the ETF goes higher, it makes it, again, much harder to guess what they're going to pay. Obviously anything, they're typically not going to pay you a yield of anything like, I would say, above 125%, right? Maybe they'll hit 125, maybe not. But it's typically, would be below that. And they're not going to pay 200%. At least I haven't seen it. But anyway, let's get to it. So Nefli, we'll do Nefli first. What are they paying? Well, last time they paid 43 cents. So first, what we're going to do is, for those of you new to the channel, and by the way, we are streaming on X and YouTube. So if you're on X, if you don't mind throwing in a live chat comment, I just want to make sure it's working because this is only my second day, on both. So obviously you guys you're only going to see the comments on the platform that you're on. But yeah, if you don't mind, if you're on X, if you could say something. All right. But anyway, if you look here, this is, what we do is we track the total realized income from the Monday that landed on the week of their prior declaration week, right? So that was 623. And then, of course, we capture, all the trades up until the Friday, 718. And then, so for that time period, we go to Nefli, and they made 16.1 million. And then I plug in, of course, their outstanding shares, and then it reflects an amount of $1.69. Again, I just want to double check this. 95. I want to make sure it's the right. 9575. Okay. So Nefli is showing that they made, again, I don't see any X comments yet. I got to scroll through, just make sure this is working. Oh, never mind. I got one in the beginning from brother AB. All right, cool. All right, so Nefli, they made $1.69 per share. All right, and one new addition that I'm adding to is I'm tracking how much income they have on paper from the synthetic. So I go to the holdings for Nefli, And basically, in short, there is none, right? They're negative. They're in the negative. So we could say maybe there's a gold digger, but we won't sing that song just yet for you guys. But so this means nothing then. If they're in the negative on the synthetic, then that's not going to really help us. So I'm just going to focus on this $1.69, and I'm going to go back to the file. And then, of course, we have the price change, right, from the Monday to the last day, and that's in the negative too. So now we're simply based on how much they made in income and then based on the IV. So let's see what I gave them. And I gave them a generous 71 cents. And again, I have to always rethink this myself as I look at this and talk about this live. You know, is that actually, why is CONY not plugged in here? I got to refresh this. Sometimes, okay, not like we're on CONY, but still, sometimes these spreadsheets have to, they need a little smack. All right, where the hell were we? Nefli, where's Nefli? All right, $1.69. So again, they made $1.69. So their last payments were 43 cents, 68 cents, 92 cents. So it could go anywhere. Their IV is 27%. I mean, so I feel like 71 cents is super generous. It's double, right? Double their IV. But again, look how much they made. What is it? $1.16, whatever. But I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna go for it. Again, I feel like it's deserving of that payment. So anyway, let's get moving. So that's Nefli. Nefli would be a 71 cents, 52% guesstimate yield. But again, who the hell knows? I'm probably making it too high. Usually I'm lowballing, but this one I'm feeling it. All right, let's go to CONY. A lot of people waiting for CONY. They made 185 million, and that comes to $1.33 per share. As you know, we cover CONY on the daily. Let's see how much cash money they got sitting on the paper. 77 cents per share on the paper. All right. Is that good? Yeah, it's good. It's not going to, make it. Well, it could just help the decision. So if they have 77 cents that they didn't cash out on and they made $1.33, right? That's a lot of money. Now, again, but the fund value is very low, right? They're at what, $10, finally double digits. And the actual price fluctuation did go up to $1.97. And that's right, CONY heads. Nah. So what are they going to pay? Basically, what I wanted to do, I just wanted to give them 103, well, not 100, over 100% yield, because I have a feeling it's just one of those. It's one of those payments where they have to pay over 100% yield, and that's just my thought. Look at the IV though, almost 70%. So again, I don't know. This is what I got. Let's see. Let's show you. 82 cents. So 82 cents, again, that's higher than the last 3, 4, 5. All right, it's higher than the last 5 payments. All right, and it would reflect a 103% yield. I think they're worthy of it. I think it's happening. But again, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think CONY's going to pay 82 cents? Lower, higher? What do you guys think? A lot of CONY heads in here. I say, nah. All right, so up next, your boy MSFO, which, by the way, guys, props to MSFO. This thing launched when? August 24th, 2023. They launched at $20.12. They've paid out $10.73, and they sit at what price? $18.20. I mean, are you kidding me? This fund it just does it does its job. I mean, the underlying is obviously Microsoft. So, it doesn't get much safer than that. It's just been a very good performing fund. All right. Anyway, enough kissing MSFO's yet ass. Let's see what they're going to pay. So they made about what, 14 mil right here, 14 mil, 14.1 mil. That actually comes to $1.96 per share. I mean, that's insanity. But yeah, I mean, again, it's just, it's been a really good 4 weeks. I mean, for everyone almost. And then we go to their holdings. I just want to check their synthetic and see how much they're making. And they are currently at 48 cents per share. Again, they didn't cash it out. This is on paper, right? On paper. This is not realized income. This is just what they could make on top of already what they have made of $1.96, which again, ridiculous. This is ridiculous money. And then I'm just going to look at the price change per share from the Monday to the Friday, this past Friday, 76 cents increase. So all things are pointing in the positive direction here. So let's see what I gave him. I gave him 63 cents, which would come to a 44% yield. Is that a low balling payment? Maybe. But look, last time they paid 48, last time they 54 before that. So this is very high for them. So this is, it could be very unlikely that we're getting this. They don't have to pay this. Again, I don't think they're holding back all this money that they have to pay. So I feel like 63 cents, which by the way, I know the IV is not showing up, but 44% yield is essentially double their IV, right? Because Microsoft's IV is super low. But I don't know. Anyway, that's my guesstimate on MSFO. Do you guys like this breakdown? Do you want me to break it down, like to this level, or is it too long? Do you just want the number and move on with your life? I mean, I should probably make 2 videos, one with just the numbers and then one with the full breakdown, right? All right. Anyway, up next, your boy AMDY. All right. They've been struggling, but here we go again. They made $42 million. $42 million. Ridiculous. $2.02 per share. So again, another good performing 4 weeks for, Group C. And here are their holdings. Unfortunately, it looks like they are not making bank bro on paper. So they're at a negative 43 cents per share. So that's okay. We'll just, we'll just keep that into consideration when we look at this. All right. So we're just looking at $2.02, how much they made. Price fluctuation. Let's see. It did go up $1.08. 50% IV. All right. Keep that all in mind. And let's see what we gave them. Again, we could always change it. I got 52 cents, which, again, this is an $8 fund. How much really can I give? They're not paying $1. There's no freaking way. They could pay 100% yield, which I just don't think it's happening. I really think they need to preserve some on this fund because this fund has been, I feel like it's been getting beat up. So this is really the chance to let it recover, pay out, a respectable yield, which 77% is a respectable yield. And it's greater. This payment is greater than at least the last 6 payments. So I don't think I'm lowballing this one at all. But again, I don't know. We'll see, man. We shall see. What do you guys think? Higher or lower? That's what we should do as we go. You guys should, we'll do like over under. 52 cents AMDY over under, and then you guys have some fun with it, just type in over under as we go. All right, up next, your boy PP. Hopefully I don't have to PP during this video, but we shall see. All right, let's go to here. All right, PP all the way down here. They made about 3.8 mil. That comes to 86 cents per share. All right. So let's check the holdings tab and see if they got some synthetic that they're holding back. It doesn't look like much. Actually, it's in the negative, it looks like. Yep, negative 4 cents. So, hey, that's okay, man. That's okay. That's okay, Cletus. All right. All right. All right. So let's just keep that in mind. 86 cents. All right. So let's go back to the file. All right. PP, they've gone up 27 cents per share. They made 86 cents realized income. The implied volatility is 43%. Looks like I gave them a 46% yield, which comes to a 45-cent payment, which is greater than the last one, but it's less than the one prior to that. So I think this is a respectable yield. Could they pay more? Absolutely. Will they? I don't know, man. I have no idea. So again, I don't see you guys playing the over-under game, but if you have a opinion on this, let me know. Over under 45 cents on PP. All right, up next is your boy ABNY. Let's see how he doing. All right, he made about 3.6 mil. That comes to $1.17 per share. All right, is that good? Is that good? Yeah, why not? All right, and then we go over here, and is this the big one? This one, I think, no, it's not that. Let's see, no, 47 cents per share, which again, that's not bad. ABNY, it's actually doing pretty good, right? So let's just keep that in mind. All right, so they're making money, they're making good money. What are they going to pay? Right? I don't know. They paid what? No, I'm sorry, 30. Yeah, 32 cents last time. Their IV, of course, is not updated, but whatever. Price change per share, they've gone up 58 cents. So let's see. What the hell? Oh, I'm on the wrong field. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. 43 cents. So nothing too exciting there. 46% yield, kind of in line with PP, to be honest. But yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see. All right, up next is your boy CVNY. Now, CVNY, again, this is Carvana, which to me, like, who the hell uses Carvana? But I guess you'd be surprised. A lot of people do. So CVNY, they don't have any realized income, but I believe actually this is the one that's going to surprise you. If we go to the holdings here, and if you look at the synthetic, which again, the put's going to be on the top and the call is going to be in the bottom, right? If the call is greater than the put, then you're doing good. But the call is massively greater than the put. $18 million versus one. Like, holy moly, moly, moly. This is insane. All right. So let's scroll down. Let's see how much we got here. By the way, it's a $73 million fund, in case you're wondering. But real quick, like preview, Carvana is at 347. Synthetics at 270. Holy crapola. What are you doing? Cash this sucker out already, right? I mean, I guess Carvana is better than, what we say. But look at this, man. Look at this. They, on paper, have made $10.12. Well, they didn't make anything, but they can make $10.12. Like if they cash this out right now per share, that's nuts. Imagine they paid that. That would be a 300% yield, which again, they're not paying that. So don't get your hopes up. So, but we do still have to guess what they're going to pay. So let's keep that 1012 in mind. Again, they didn't cash it out. Let's just keep it in mind. Now, if we look at the prior payments, 456 and then $1.70. I don't know, man. I don't know. I gave 291, but I can give them more. I mean, I can give them $3. Should we give them a 90% yield? What do you guys think? I don't know, man. This is not an easy one because it confuses me when there is no essentially recognized income and we're just basing it on what they're making on paper. But if you look like at this price change fluctuation, 286, okay. So 291 is in line with that. So maybe that is a safer bet. It is above the IV, so that's good. So maybe, we'll give them a decent payment now, and then we'll wait for the next 4 weeks and see how you doing. All right. Now, what do we think of 291? Are we over or are we under? Or do we not care because nobody owns CVNY? Clearly people own CVNY, but I just, again, it's just, I don't know. I've never looked at Carvana as like, wow, what a great company. Sign me up. Anyway, I hate cars in general. The whole idea of freaking cars is so expensive. But anyway, let's move on. I know you're waiting for HOOY. All right. HOOY. All right. HOOY. I mean, what can you say about HOOY? Nothing but bank bro. But if you look at the realized income, it is not bank bro. It is only 199 not million thousand 199 199. All right, that comes to about 13 cents per share. That's crap. So that's where you're going to get 13 cents per share. What do you think about that? Is that good? HOOY holders. By the way, we still don't have a nickname for the HOOY HOOY holders. We can't do HOOY hose. I just can't do that. We could do the HOOY hooligans. I know someone said that, and then we got HOOY. I don't know. There's 432 of you live, so I don't know. HOOY. We got, again, it's just, I'm drawing blanks with HOOY, but it's just so fun to say. HOOY, HOOY. All right. It looks like people like HOOY hooligans. HOOY hooligans. It's a little hard to say. HOOY hooligans. Anyway, I won't delay you any longer. So here we go with this synthetic position. You know, look at this, an 80 and a 90, right? That's the on Robinhood, of course, right? The underlying. Robinhood is 109. 109 is way above these suckers here. See these suckers. Now, I'm a little torn on this one, you know, because again, no realized income. That, you know, nothing too exciting on the realized income side. But if you look at the unrealized income, oh my God, right? Oh my God. 1970 per share. 19, like what? Like, what are we doing here? What is happening? Like, what are we supposed to do with this? Like, blah, 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 right? By the way, this is a reminder to me that when I hit 40,000 subscribers, HOOY is getting added to the daily recaps that I do, because it just has to. I mean, it's HOOY. HOOY hooligan again. HOOY hustlers. HOOY hogs. You see, nothing clicks. I don't know. I don't hear anything that's too exciting. All right, but back to the guesstimate. What do we got? 1970 per share. I mean, what do you do with that? Like, what am I supposed to do? What would you guys do? Before I give my guess, what do you guys guess? You know, again, there's 488 of you that are here live. If you were to guess what HOOY is going to pay, what would you guess? Yeah. Anyone brave enough to throw a number out there? Come on. Come on, Cletus. HOOY heroes. HOOY. Nah. Jeff says greater than 5. Okay. But you got to be specific. Come on, give me a specific number. 10. Okay. That's ballsy, but I'm sorry, but that's probably not happening. $1. Yep. That's one way to piss people off. Okay, there's a good guess. 669. HOOY Hooters. Over 720. I saw 720 there. 11. 288. 550. 7. 5. 7. 7. 6. Okay. 222. HOOY hoarders. They actually are hoarding their income, so that's kind of relevant to the current situation. 8. HOOY hodlers. Oh, I kind of like that. HOOY hodlers. HOOY hodlers. I don't know. We got to think about that. All right. HOOY homies. Yeah, not bad. All right. Anyway, let's get to the thing. Again, I might be changing mine. Let's see what I put. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I gave them 705, and let me explain why. I feel like they want this to be, you know, to come out with a bang. Again, so a couple of things. We saw how much they made in unrealized income. Look at the price movement per share, $18.40, $18.40. I mean, are you kidding me? They have to pay it out. They're gonna have to pay it out. So the reason I gave them 705, if you go back up here, oh crap, where are we? Group. If I want to look at group B, I want to go to Plady, right? Plady has made the highest payment ever, right? In being $7.04. So I want them to be the highest payment. You know, I want them to one up it. So I chose 705 because of that reason. I mean, again, we are in what, July? We got August, September, October. 3 months till the end of the fiscal year, right? I mean, I don't know. Is this, what do you guys, are you guys over or under on this? I think it's 705, you know? I don't know. By the way, 705 would be an insane yield of 118%. I mean, but again, look at my Plady guess. 525, they paid 256. So don't make any decisions based on what I'm guessing, because typically or lately I'm way off, especially on the high ones. So I feel like HOOY is going to be a good payment. And imagine I'm lowballing this and they pay 10 like the one dude said, right? Who knows, man? HOOY hooters. HOOY hooters. That does have a good ring, HOOY Hooters. Sorry, I just can't commit to a HOOY name. I don't know. Usually when you hear something, it's kind of like although with Tesla, I picked Tesla Tribe. I don't really like that either, but yeah, man. All right, anyway, that's the guess. 705, 118% yield. Whatever. Fiat, again, fiat is fiat. It's a suckety doo-dah. Let's see. They're synthetic. I mean, they're not doing well in this environment because we've been moving up. So they're down. They're at negative 24 cents on paper. And if we go to the group's value, fiat is in the negative as well. So yeah, they're not going to have a great distribution. So I'm going to give them 1 penny down from the last one. So I'm thinking they won't drop it too much. But look at the price of this. I mean, that's horrible. $2.91. 14 cent though, that's still a 62% yield. So I mean, it's still pretty generous to be honest. But yeah, that's what you get. HOOY hoodlums. Yeah, that's not bad. HOOY homies, or obviously you mean homies. Holy HOOY. All right, so that's it. That's it for Group C. Now we're gonna move down to, and we'll cover some things at the end. We'll get the guesstimates over with. Everyone's gonna complain. This video is too long for the guesstimates, right? All right. So anyway, it's time to do the weeklies, the weekly pairs. Am I missing any? I don't think so. But we're gonna start with YMAX. And again, how do I do YMAX? Well, basically, I go to the last payment, which is Group B, right? And we basically calculate the average yield of that degenerate club right there. Comes to be about 64% based on their latest payment. And then I use that 64 and do a couple other things, just that and the other thing, and boom, I get 18 cents. And then YMAG, I get 20 cents. So obviously, that's not the final. Of course, I'd play around and adjust it from there because those seem to be rather high. So what I do is, like for YMAX, let's see what I did. I took that number and I multiplied it by 90% to shrink it just a little bit. And it comes to about 16 cents. Their last payment was 10 cents. I mean, it seems really low. I hope I had that right. But 10 cents, god awful. And then before that, it was 14, 15, 15, 13. So 16 cents, I mean, that's high. That's really high. Unfortunately, it has not. It's still lingering, the poison ivy, unfortunately. And yeah, but it's almost gone. It is almost gone. But this, I'm telling you, man, it's crazy. I have a new respect for poison ivy. I used to like not give a crap. Oh, I get poison ivy, whatever. But this time, oh boy, yep, I got my ass beat. But anyway, I gave them 16 cents, which comes to a guesstimate yield. Let me just make sure this is working. Yeah, so you take that, multiply it by 52, divide by the current price, you get 61% yield. I think that's fair. And then let's do YMAG. Let's do the same thing. I gave them 18 cents, which is higher than the last payment. And even the payments before that, it's higher than that. So again, this is super generous. I could be off, but I think this is deserving. Again, both of them yielding 61%, right? I don't know. What do you guys think? But what do you guys think about YMAX, YMAG? I know, I'm pretty sure these funds are, still rather popular. I don't have them on the on these tabs here, but I should. Don't you think I should add them? Yeah, maybe I should, right? Let me do this. Duplicate. Rename. YMAX. Go up here. And you replace Chippity Doodah with YMAX, see if it works. Okay. And then you gotta do this. YMAX holdings. There you go. And then obviously you can see all the YMAX holdings and the weightings per piece of the holding, which they're all around 3%. Some of them could be lower depending on the fluctuation of how the fund does. But the value of this, let's see the market value. Wow, we got to go way down here. Oh my God. 990. Holy crap. Is that right? YMAX is that big? Almost $1 billion? Come on, man. Yeah, do right there, right click, delete. Wow. I mean, holy crap. We're about to hit $1 billion from freaking YMAX. This is a massive fund. But anyway, I'm going to keep that on here now so we can track it going forward. And then we'll go from there. All right. All right. So that's YMAX. And then, you know, to waste more time, I might as well make YMAG. So again, oh, crap. Let's delete this. Now you can see some of the, you know, some of the madness. Again, it's pretty simple. Once you get the formula for the holdings, all you have to do is just update the ticker. So here's YMAG. Then I'll update it here as well, YMAG. And then replace that. Okay. It says loading. I guess it'll take some time, but it'll come up at some point. Oh, there it is. See, much, you know, obviously the Magnificent Seven, they don't hold a lot of funds. So, you know, we're going to have to obviously eliminate a lot of these rows to make it easier to look at. But the value of YMAG, much smaller, 357 mil. Okay. All right. Anyway, sorry for wasting your time on that, but I wanted to get that done. All right, LFGY. Let's just get to it. We gave them, what the, oh my God. What is going on? All right, I got to refresh. We're just going to decrease the font. Yeah, here we go. Let's try again. Any of these working? Well, GPTY is. All right, I don't know why. We'll come back to that one. All right, sorry. We'll come. That'll fill in. If it doesn't, we'll just make up a number. All right, GPTY, we got 33 cents, which is a 36% yield. So if you guys are wondering what GPTY is, it pays weekly. It's a basket of funds, right? It holds Apple, it holds AMD, Amazon, Broadcom, Alphabet, a whole bunch of others. We got some Meta in there. We got some NVIDIA in there. Palantir, baby. Qualcomm. Why their IV is not updating? Qualcomm. I don't know why. It's probably low anyway. And then we got, again, cash. We're going to get rid of that. And then we got Tesla's in there too. So if we take all those, we get about the average IV. You're pretty much going to assume they're going to pay around that. At least you think so. That comes to 42 cents payment. So looking at the prior payment was very low, 29 cents. 42 cents obviously seems excessive. And then looking at the one before that was 29, 31, 31. So I gave them, you know, a 33-cent payment, which to me is still, you know, it's higher than the last one. So I think it's a respectable payment based on what we've been seeing. So, yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think that's too high? I don't know. Now, these three degenerates, we could just do them all together. Again, I'm not playing around with these three. Who cares? To me, they're always just kind of like Ulti. They're just paying in line with the prior payment. And I feel like, at least for SDTY and QDTY, looking at the price change, they've gone up 25 cents and 27 cents. So I'm going to give them a boost of a penny. There you go. Well, whopping penny, 15 cents for SDTY. That would be a 17% yield. And then QDTY, a 20-cent payment, which would be a 23% yield. Again, who the hell knows? We shall see. RDTY, again, this is like based on the Russell index. Their last payment was 33. I'm going to give them a penny less because, again, they went down in share price, which would be a 36% yield. All right. Okay. Now, moving on, our favorite, one of our favorites, Ulti. Actually, we got to check the, what's the size of this fund now? Good Lord. Holy. This is no joke, man. People, you know, people love Ulti. I guess I do have to make an Ulti video. But wow, man, 1.6 billion. Man, oh man. Wow, that's a beauty. That is insanity, actually. That isn't. But, you know, rightfully so, guys. If you check out the holdings and what it does, which again, I should make a video on it if I was smart. But I kind of just do one video a day and it's all just filled up in together. But you look here, what do we got? You know, we got a whole bunch of stupid funds there. But here's Coinbase. What do you got? You're selling. No. All right. So they own the underlying, right? And then they sell covered calls. Okay, that's fine. And then they buy puts. All right. They buy puts. And that's for the downside protection. But if you look, yeah, it looks like they pretty much buy a put position for every you know, covered call position. So which let's see, if we highlight the covered call positions, what do they total? 1,627. And if you look here, you have to, of course, you know, this is not a synthetic, so you have to treat it differently. It's the number of actual shares. So the column header actually makes sense. So you have to take this 162,700 and, you know, take off 2 zeros, right? Because you have to divide by 100 shares per contract, and you get 1627, right? So yes, they are selling covered calls on every single position, at least on this one. And then they're buying puts on every single position. And what do these puts do? They protect the downside. They limit the downside that these degenerate plays could, you know, if they tank. I'm not saying Coinbase is a degenerate play necessarily, but this fund does strive for high IV plays. It's called ultra, right? Ultra for a reason. Ultra high yield. So again, if we look at some of the plays, what do they got? They got Coinbase, First Solar, whatever the hell that is. We got IonQ. Again, this thing is so freaking volatile. Mara, what is this? Oklo is not updating, but I'm pretty sure that's very volatile. Palantir, that's a good one to have. Reddit, nice. Got some Rigetti up in here, 109%. Again, nice high IV, but with high IV comes high risk. So some of these, they could just tank. They could just tank. And then guess what? Since we're buying puts, we're protecting ourselves. And this fund since then has been kind of just staying flat while still paying a respectable freaking yield of around 75 to 80%. So you can see the average IV comes to around that range, 76%. And that, based on that, it would be a 9-cent payment. I think they're going to stick with 10 though. That's what I think. I want to give them 11, but I feel like they're playing this one safe. All right. Yeah, I guess I didn't do the multiplier. So I'm going to do this times 110%. And that would give them, there you go, 10 cents. What do you guys think? What do you think, Cletus? Again, we got what? We got 700 people here. Again, this is we had much bigger turnout yesterday, right? Yesterday's video was, but again, it is early. And I didn't really, I haven't been announcing. I don't even know how. I guess I can announce on X, Twitter, that I'm going live, but it doesn't matter, man. I assume it just comes up like that. It shows you're going live and people can see it. But all right, whatever. Chippity Doodah is next. And guess what? Nothing. We guess nothing, right? Apparently the IV doesn't want to work, though. I could tell you that. Okay, it starts working down here. But again, this is, just a bunch of nerdy chip companies. And since the formulas are not working, this is not really helping us out. So my guesstimate may be all screwed up here. But it comes to about a 40% average IV, which that may make sense. 42-cent payment. Let's see what the prior payments were. Last one was 37. Before that, 34, 42, 30. Let's see what I gave them. Yeah, it comes to about 38 cents. Yeah, I think that makes sense. So yeah, not bad. 38 cents, which would be a 35% yield on that. All right, so really quick recap. Then I'm going to take a your favorite ticker PP break, and we're going to get into some bonus content as far as this file is concerned. So we got Nestle at 71 cents, 52% yield. CONY 82 cents, 103% yield. MSFO 63 cents, 44% yield. AMDY 52 cents, 77% yield. PP 45 cents, 46% yield. ABNY 43 cents, 46% yield. CVNY 291, 86% yield. HOOY, 705, 118% yield. Again, this one's not easy, 705. I don't know, man. Tough. Fiat, 14 cents, 62% yield. All right, let's go to the weeklies. All right. How you doing, YMAX? Well, 16 cents. I'm doing good. 61% yield. 18 cents for YMAG, 61% yield. LFGY, 47 cents, 60% yield. GPTY, 31 cents, 34% yield. SDTY, 15 cents. That is a 17% yield. QDTY 20 cents, 23% yield. RDTY 32 cents, 36% yield. And then we got Ulti 11 cents, 89% yield. And then Chippity Doodah 38 cents, 35% yield. All right. I'll be right back. Give me a second, guys. We are back. All right. Yesterday, someone asked me to do recovery rates. I told them to remind me. They did not, but it's okay. All right. So let's do recovery rates. We'll start with Group C. So what is a recovery rate, you ask? Well, simple. Again, we're tracking the price. I assume you guys can hear me, right? Because I just unmuted. Please confirm if you do not mind as I take a sip of coffee. But Nestle, again, they did not go up in price. So obviously there's no recovery rate there. That's why it's showing a negative. Thank you for confirming, Jershan Ben Kalman. Okay. So again, there's no recovery rate. But the next one over, okay, let's look at CONY. They were at 889. Again, the Monday of the last declaration. And they moved up all the way up to 1032 as of the Friday. So what I do is I take 1032 minus 889 plus the last distribution. Why am I adding back the distribution? Because again, it drops by the amount of that distribution. So I'm not going to hold that against them. I want to see how much the fund actually goes up in price, ignoring that distribution, because again, that distribution is for the prior period. So that comes to $1.97, which if you compare $1.97 to the last payment, which was 53 cents, that is, essentially a full recovery. obviously 3 times the recovery. So that's kind of like why or how I'm calculating that, which, you know, again, the reason the recovery rate really, it doesn't do it any justice anymore. To be honest, I want to get rid of it. I know you guys like it, but this to me, this is just simply for the guesstimate, right? But again, we're if you want to keep it, since it is a big thing, we will, you know, basically again, but I am comparing it, adding back the distribution. I want you guys to keep that in mind. All right. So anyway, let's keep going down the line. MSFO, 150% recovery. AMDY, 233% recovery. PP, 81% recovery. ABNY, 180% recovery rate. CVNY, 167% recovery. And then HOOY, 282% recovery rate. And then fiat, forget about it. I mean, this thing is dead. Went from 420 to 291. So big drop there. Just a rough outing for sure. So again, I'm not sure if that helped you guys, but those are the recovery rates for Group C. Group D is next week. Obviously, that's a big one, right? So again, same thing. We're just doing the calculation, adding back the distro to see the true price movement. And aptly has recovered the full amount, 192% recovery rate. AMZY, 55%. DISO has not done well. They're in the negative XYZY, 90% recovery rate. AIYY, that is a 281% recovery rate. And then we got MISTY with a 100% recovery rate. And then we got SMCY, 83% recovery rate. The shorts are not doing good, so we don't need to talk about them. Now, you know, the rest, it's kind of too early to talk about the recovery rate for Group A and Group B. So I figured now we could talk about house money, right? I think you guys like house money. And if you're curious on how we calculate it, I can get into that as well. But I'm looking at the comments now in case you guys want to cover anything else. Just let me know. We're about, what, 47 minutes in? So we could do whatever, man. We could do whatevs. All right, so let's see. Tesla. Again, Tesla's a little more confusing than the rest of them, but they had a reverse split. They're the only fund that had a reverse split from inception. And by the way, don't expect any of the other funds to have reverse splits unless the price goes down so far where it really just looks bad. But for right now, Tesla's the only one. And, you know, it's basically a 1 for 2. So that's why, you know, they did launch around $20. So you could see, obviously, the launch price now has to be reflected as 40 because the reverse split, you have to, you know, update historical data. All right. So that being said, total distributions they have paid from inception. I mean, there's a lot of them. There's a ton of them, right? A ton. And they have paid $33.95 from inception. That is not 40, unfortunately. So they have not paid you back your original investment. They paid you back 85% of your original investment. And again, this is based on, you know, if you bought it from inception, the day of inception. Obviously, if you buy it at a cheaper price here and there, you know, things are different, but it's just easier to, again, if we're going to compare house money, we're just going to look at inception. So Tesla is at 85%, OARC 69%. I'm just going to cover the ones that are above 50%. Everyone else is just playing catch up kind of. YBIT 56% and SNOI 59%. So Group A doesn't have anyone that has had a 100% recovery rate. They are the only group that does not have anyone. And it still may be quite a few payments, maybe 3 more payments until that happens, man, until that happens. So, yeah, so let's go check out Group B. Group B, of course, we know. Who do they got? They got AMDY. But AMDY, you know, is no match for Platy lately. Platy has already paid. I mean, are you kidding me? Platy paid $40 per share from inception. That's 81%. I mean, this fund just launched in freaking October. Like, this is nuts. And it's just, again, I actually have this new field, house money per day, 0.28% house money per day. I don't think anything beats that, actually. I think that's the highest. But anyway, obviously, Plady's up next. They're gonna hit that 100%. But for now, NVIDIA is the winner because they're the oldest, right? They're the oldest, and yeah, domination. Phoebe's at 81% as well, but Plady's gonna whoop Phoebe. I mean, we know that. So Phoebe will probably be third. Murney's at 56%, and you know how I feel about that fund, so I'm not going to get into that. So let's go to Group C. Again, this is the one that's paying this week. CONY, clearly the winner, always been the winner here, 147% yield. Nefli has been awesome as well, 80%. Not, did I say yield? House money. Nefli at 80% house money, and then AMDY right behind it, 76%, and then we got PP at 66%, and then MSFO at 53%. So, I mean, again, this is a great group. And now, of course, you got HOOY. I know it's only 19%, but they just freaking launched. They just launched in May. So, and this payment is going to put them. It's insane. It's insane. This is like and nuts. This is nuts. Look at their house money per day, 0.25%. It's not quite as good as what is it, Plady, but it's, you know, Plady was up 0.28. Yeah. What's Misty, by the way, per day? 0.3. And never mind, Misty's the winner. But they have a larger, obviously, period. All right, so let's keep going. That's Group C. And then now we'll look at Group D. I mean, what can you say? The clear winner here is Misty, 194% yield. And to be honest, are they going to hit 200%? Yes, obviously. Are they going to hit this week? I mean, next week, I don't know, but if not the week after, for damn sure. But it's just nuts. Like, it's hard to even imagine this is even possible. Just think about it. They launched February 21st, 2024. They launched at $20.38. All right. Again, they launched at $20.38. They have paid you $39.60 per share. And by the way, the current price is at 21. So they haven't gone down in price. They've gone up in price and still paid you back $39 per share. I mean, where else are you going to find this? You're not going to find this. And of course, yes, it has gone up. It has gone down. But the lowest it's ever been, let's actually look. Let's look at the 52-week low. 1680. So just imagine if you bought at 1680, man, you're happy. But again, yeah, 52-week high, 46. So that just shows you as it goes up, but you know, it goes down. But again, they pay out money. They pay out the distribution. So that's why eventually, you know, best case scenario is it just stays flat because they're always going to keep paying you the income. Not 100%, you know, possibly 90%, maybe more. But again, it's just nuts. It's really, it's just pure insanity, right? In fact, actually, if we say, what do we think Misty's? Let's have fun with this. What do we think Misty's paying? Right? If we add in, wait, am I picking up weekly 11? Let me just make sure I'm picking up the formula here. AY. Okay, so it's picking up weeklies 11. So let's just say they pay. Do we think they're paying? No, they're definitely not paying 2, right? Let's just say $1.75. All right. So if Misty pays $1.75, wow, that would put them at 2 house money times 2. House money times 2, man. Oh boy. Wow. Is this not insanity? And for those people that say, or that just like they make fun of Misty and say, I'm like what are you doing? Like, why do that to yourself? Is that, you know, you have such like maybe an ego that you can't go back and say you like Misty, or you just like, you're just gonna, I don't know. It's just, why not buy it? Like, why not be a part of this? I mean, I guess if you don't like Bitcoin, but still, like, you cannot deny the performance. I mean, I don't know. Again, that's why Misty, that's why Misty kind of took over my channel, because it's freaking Misty. You know, what can you do? Anyway, let's move on. Sorry. SMCY, again, I always say this is one of the more underrated funds. They paid back 43%. XY, you know, we talked about these, I think. But AMDY, again, AMDY's a great fund too. You can't deny that. It's just done. It's done great. I mean, what can you say? And then we get down to the weeklies. Again, YMAX and YMAG. You know, these have, you know, a little struggle. They launched at what, 19, 20 bucks. And you could see, like, let's look at them. They're 52-week high and low around 11, 12. But, you know, they came back. They're at 13 and 15 bucks. So not bad. Not bad at all. You know, the funds have performed well. And Ulti, again, Ulti struggled in the beginning because their prospectus and their plan of the fund was, you know, it didn't really work out. It works out on certain funds, but not the most volatile funds. What they found is if you buy puts and you sell calls the same time on the volatile funds, it actually is a good tool to use because it does protect you. Because sometimes, you know, if you invest, you know, in GameStop or some of these funds that could at any point, you know, these are highly shorted funds, they could just drop at the freaking flip of a dime. Ulti's going to go down with it. But if you have a put on it, you know, you're only going to go down so much. So it's just really, again, that's why people love Ulti. I know someone was asking that before. Why do people love Ulti? That's why they love Ulti. Look at it. I mean, it's been pretty solid. I know it's $6, but still, look, it's pretty much been $6 for some time and paying you an 80% yield. What can stay capital flat and pay you an 80% yield? I mean, besides Mystique, but you know, you get what I'm saying. And besides Palladium, besides HOOY, besides all these crazy funds. But yeah, man, nuts. All right, so that's house money. You guys want me to talk about anything else? I think that's pretty much it, right? Did I see that they're launching DraftKings? Did I see that somewhere, or was someone just talking crap? But again, these are all the funds that they filed. And all right, Rod keeps saying TSYY Holdings. What is with this obsession with TSYY? I think a lot of people do like it. All right, let me see if I could find their holding. All right, so TSYY. I'll pull it up. Since I really, like I said, I'm going to interview them very soon. I assume that is of interest to some of you, hopefully. But TSYY is a Granite Shares fund. It's one of those yield boost funds. Now, let's look at what it does. All right. It's designed maximum yield from options. All right. Linked to Tesla. Great. Okay. Management fee 0.99. Okay. Great. We know that. All right. Let's keep going. All right, here's their key features: generate yield through options selling, leverage 2x Tesla ETF. So basically, they trade the 2x Tesla fund, which is TSLL, which is one of our faves, of course. Rod, I forgot about Dre. Is that the DraftKings one? That's not out yet, though, right? Did they launch? Sorry, now I'm getting interrupted here. Oh, crap. Dre did launch. When did Dre launch? Oh, damn, I missed that. All right, I'll add that after. Let me finish this TSYY coverage. All right, so basically what do they do? Buys put options to help mitigate. Oh, I didn't know they buy puts now. Is that new? I thought they were just selling puts. All right. What size is it? What's the size of this fund? Do they have the... Where's the arm? Where's the arm on this thing? Closing price. All right, I don't see it. Whatever. I did download the holdings. Where is it? All right, so these are their holdings. All right. Let's see. Okay. All right, so they're selling a put at 11.53, and then they're buying a put at 10.15, selling the put 11.07. Oh, okay. I like this. This is cool. This is like Ulti, but except they're not selling calls. They're selling puts. They're selling puts. All right. So it looks like what they're doing is they're selling puts to capture the premium income and using some of that money to buy a put for the downside protection, which is not a bad strategy, actually, especially with a 2x leverage fund. Yeah, man. Okay. That I did not know that. I did not know that, but I haven't covered this fund in quite some time. So this is new. This makes me actually want to interview them sooner than later now, too. Here's a big position, 31,900 contracts, sold a put at 11.28. What is, actually, let me check real quick. I don't want to lose this. Put it over there for now. What is TSLL at? Let me check. Current price is 12.40. All right, let me click this. Yeah, so they're selling a put at what, 11.28. All right. So it looks like they're doing all right. Okay, so that's the YY coverage. Let's look into the distributions real quick though and see what they've been paying. What does the website yield show? Do they have a yield here? Probably at the top. Wow, distribution rate 140% yield. Good Lord. And these are the distributions. All right, their latest one, 25 cents, 24, 25, 20. Okay. And I think that, yeah, they pay weekly. So yeah, a lot has changed on this fund since I first covered it, but holy crap. Okay, we have another request, NVYY. I assume that's a Granite Shares one as well. I've been slacking with my Granite Shares coverage, I know. Let's see what they got. All right, so they got NVIDIA one, QQQ one, Tesla one. Oh, they got a Bitcoin one, okay. And then a YSpy. Oh, so they do YSpy. I keep hearing about YSpy. All right, so let's click NVYY because someone did ask. I believe it was Sunita. They have a 100% distribution rate. That's pretty impressive. Let's take a look at what they've been paying. They launched weekly. It looks like they've been paying what, 50 cent, 66 cent, 65, 58, 48. All right, pretty consistent, not bad. That's actually not bad at all. Again, obviously they trade. Actually, let's see what fund. I believe they trade NVDL. Yes. All right. So, but they own NVDL. NVDL is actually their fund. So, if you hit download here and then you hit open, you can see kind of what they're doing here. Again, when you see a negative, that's going to be the sell, right? A sell position. And if you see a positive, that'll be the buy. So they sold a put for 75 and they're buying a put 68. Sold a put for 81, buying a put for 73. But what price is NVDL at? Does anyone know? Can you guys look that up for me? NVDL, what's the current price? Because again, if this put, like if NVDL is priced below the 81, they're going to lose money, right? They're going to have to get assigned, although they don't take assignment, I assume. because they probably do the flex exchange as well. But this is not a bad strategy. And they scatter their put. They scatter their put prices, which is pretty cool. So 83.10. Okay, thank you. All right, so this one could be in danger. Again, it's in the money, but not. Yeah, it's interesting, man. That I did not know that. So that is news. Thank you for actually making me cover that. But I like it. I like that it's different. You know, they're not just like, you know, mimicking what freaking YieldMax does. They're doing their own thing, and they're getting creative. And is this a better way of doing it, right? Than the way YieldMax do it? Who the hell knows, right? Who the hell knows? But yeah, I mean, to be honest, I always say when I retire, yeah, definitely would be happy to cover Granite shares in a more detailed level. Obviously not to the extent I cover YieldMax, but you know, to some extent, because this is a respectable strategy that seems to be working, and I would like to keep an eye on it. All right, now again, we're already an hour 6 in, but someone mentioned about Dre. Now I got to add Dre. So Dre got added. What are they part of? Group C? Are they part of Group C? Does this say here? Group C? Where does it say? Does it say in the group that it's in? Or do they make you look? Yeah. I think it's part of Group C. All right, let me go back and check. So if you go here, you go to the education distribution schedule, and you scroll down to the bottom, and you see Dre Group C. Okay. So again, new fund. This is the newest fund now, of course. It's called Dre, and it's part of Group C. Let's add it. Yeah, what about Dre? Nowadays, everybody want to talk like they got something to say. Nothing comes out when you move your lips. Just a bunch of gibberish. Right? Is that what you meant? All right. Anyway, gotta work on my hip wrapping skills. Let me go to Group C. So we'll take HOOY, and we will right click, insert below, and we will copy HOOY. 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 All right, we'll copy the whole thing up to here, and we'll do that. Da, 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 da. And then we just plug it in. Dre. Now everybody want to talk. All right. Let's see. Dre cool. Right? Is that what we're calling Dre? Dre cool. Isn't that a Green Day? Dre cool. What do we got? 714 inception. All right, so let's go here. 714. Probably not. Oh wow. The price actually up is ready. Google Sheets likes Dre. Because Dr. Dre said, nothing, you idiot. Dr. Dre's dead in my basement. Sorry, I can't help myself. All right. The underlying for Dre is DRK. Actually, no, I was supposed to copy from down here. DRKY. I don't know. What the heck? No, it's DR. What the hell is it? Oh my God. Where's Dre? DKNG. Duh. Dumbass. DKNG. Donkey Kong, right? DKNG. All right, so DraftKings, their IV is 51%. Okay. So all this, I assume, is going to be updated. Yep. All right. Underlying DraftKings, $43. I feel like it was so much higher before. Oh yeah. Let me just check again. They launched when? July. Yeah, they're not declaring, just so you guys know. There's no guesstimate for them. So let's not assume, let's not get too excited there. Today, what is this? All right, so that's the latest. All right, so Dre is added. All right, Dre is added, but it's not part of YMAX. All right, it's not part of the guesstimate. It's too new, but it's pretty cool, fun to add. You know, pretty good one. All right, I'm gonna go through some comments, see if you guys have any questions, and then we'll kind of call it a day. I'm gonna go backwards here. Let's see. Granted shares pays on Tuesday, so you can get more YieldMax. Keep fucking back and forth. I know people are so caught up on the payment days. I mean, guys, are we that greedy? Isn't once a week enough? I mean, once a month. Back in the day, monthly dividends were hard to find, right? You'd pretty much just go to the O's, the REITs of the world, and you get the monthly dividend. But nowadays, it's like weekly. God forbid you don't pay weekly, you know. But now they want to buy all this crap and want to get paid every day. Like they want funds to pay on Mondays, Tuesdays. What, like, really, man? I mean, if we can't budget weekly, we got a problem, right? I would say so. Because most companies, they don't pay weekly. So they pay bi-weekly, right? They used to pay weekly. Union jobs pay weekly. But some jobs pay twice a month or every 2 weeks or once a month. So what the hell? I don't know. Anyway, what do we... Question, can we get a copy of your spreadsheet? If you're talking about this one, this is one of the ones I do not share because it changes very frequently. It changes every week. Well, more than that, actually. So I typically share the things that are more like a template and not like this is my blood, sweat, and tears. This is really my Bible of YieldMax per se. So this is one I do not share. But I do share, go to my Discord and go to spreadsheets. You'll see every file that I do share. I share a lot of them, but this is not one of them. Sorry. I am that greedy. Yes, you are, Mono. We live in a new world. That is for sure. Daily. Oh, I know. I'm sure there's daily coming. And it's going to do well because people, they want to get paid daily. And for daily, they should do a 0 DTE fund, right? And they should pay based on what they made the week prior. That way, you know, I don't know. They should do something like that. Because if people want it, hey, why the hell not? You'd be stupid not to offer it. But I just don't know why, like, that's a thing. Like, I just want the fund to perform good, you know? And if paying them weekly or daily distracts that, then get the hell out of here. Pay me monthly and have the fund perform well. Well, yeah, that's next. I need most of my money on Thursday and then Tuesday. I don't want any money on Monday. Okay. Blocks pays on Monday. You know, I keep hearing about blocks and I know nothing about it. And I feel bad about that, actually. Kind of out of the loop. Right? Is that that's an X funds? All right. I'm going to look at blocks. I assume most of you here are familiar with this one. So I'm probably the only one out of the loop. All right. This is Nicholas Crypto one. Actively managed. Okay, cool. Bitcoin. Oh, plus Ethereum. Plus crypto industry companies. Plus weekly income. Okay, I can see why people like this. Look at that guy. Look at that mustache. I'm going to bring them back. All right. This launched. Oh, it's pretty new. I don't feel that bad now. It launched June 16th. That's $23 fund. Okay. Expense ratio. What is expense ratio? Not that we really care. I'm just curious. 1.03%. All right. Cool. Let's see. I pay about 14 cents, 15 cents. We pay weekly. Here's their schedule. Here's what they own. iShares ETF, Coinbase, Galaxy Digital, Okay, so this is like an LFGY in a way, except they actually own, Bitcoin and Ethereum and all that. Holy crap. Wow. All right, Ether. Where's the Bitcoin one? Just curious which. I like that. One on Fidelity, one on iShares. All right. FBTC. Okay. MSTR. Hey, can't go wrong there, Mara. All right. I like this. This is good. What do they do? They're selling calls. Oh, looks like they're buying calls there, and they're selling puts. I don't know. We're gonna have to look at the perspective. This is quite the fund. This is one worth covering. I know, like I have freaking time for that, but I do want to look at the fact sheet. Okay. Seeks to give investors exposure to Bitcoin. Funds will invest in crypto industries, mining. Seeks to generate income primarily using options contracts. Blocks will. Okay, so it looks like they have the freedom of whatever. I don't know. Looks cool. Looks, not gonna lie, looks good. So I did not. I knew about it. I just never looked. But yeah, thanks for mentioning that, Ambassador. By the way, go check out Ambassador of Quan on X. He's blowing up the space right now. He's interviewing everyone you can imagine, and it is a fun time for sure. All right, let's see. Mono has a problem. He is a degenerate. I mean, yeah, most people are. Go through the comments and we'll probably call it a day. I'm actually well over an hour. Let's see what we got here. Blocks, yeah, good feedback on blocks here. Blocks isn't for me. Okay, Silver Liner does not like blocks. Shameless, yeah, you interviewed him. Yep, they see Ambassador interviews everyone. All right, that's good info. They aim for 36%. See, that's not high enough for me, but that's not bad. Okay. All right. 7, 6. Okay, we have over 1,000 people right now live. So before we go, I just want to say thank you all for being here, of course. And as always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, come back tomorrow for the Monday recap. All right. By the way, any of those guesses, they are guesses. They are guesstimates. The actual data, the actual announcement will happen on the Wednesday morning at 6:55 a.m. directly from YieldMax. And you'll have that whole day. If you wanted to buy for the distribution, you have that whole day anyway. All right. So you don't have to base it on my guesstimates. This is just for fun, right? It's based on the actual data, but it's still for fun. I don't know what the hell they're going to pay. They don't tell me nothing. You think they would tell me something? Please, please. Nor do I want them to, honestly. I'd rather, figure it out myself. That's part of the fun. But of course, if you enjoy this content, as the old man says, feel free to hit that like button. Oh yeah, don't forget hit the subscribe button. And by the way, the beauty of hitting the subscribe button is you can hit the notification bell. And the beauty of that is you'll get notifications every time a new video comes out. Whether it's live, whether it's not, it doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And by the way, when we hit 40,000 subs, you'll get HOOY on a daily basis. Don't you want that? Don't you want that? Yeah, no, I'm going to start singing Eminem now. Every time I cover Dre. Oh, man. Where do you find the declarations on their site? I could do that before I go. You go to the YieldMax website, which is yieldmaxetfs.com. You go to education and you go to distribution schedules, and then you get all the distribution history, all the dates, no amounts, just dates and dates and dates. I don't know why they got these old dates hanging around, but they do. But you can see Group C. This is the next one. Like all this old gibberish, get rid of it. Come on, YieldMax. Come on, Cletus. But yeah, that's how you get the declaration info. Oh man. Silver Liner, thank you. Yes, it is a must, isn't it? It is a must. By the way, I got to get my ass to the gym after this. I went to the gym yesterday. They had no power, so I couldn't go. Then they closed shop. So isn't that great? Isn't that great? But yeah. All right. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments below. If you have a question for the video, type video question. And yeah, and we'll ask it during the video. Yeah, excuse. And I did run 5 miles, brother. All right. I did do that. I drove home and I ran 5 miles. So a little more than 5, actually. Where's the link to the Discord? You know, you guys are giving me way too much work. Could someone give him the freaking link? All right, I guess I'll do it. Hold on a second. I guess it expires all the time. Discord. If you join the Discord, unfortunately, you will get a message. All right, you will get a message. And it's from not me, but it's from the other fake rods that want your Bitcoin. They want to steal all your Bitcoin. Yeah, you know, and just ignore it, please. Block, report, delete. Just keep that in mind. Whether it's Discord, whether it's Twitter, whether it's freaking Instagram, it's all there's all these fakies out there. Oh, thank you, brother. But Life of Dividend says, hey, Rod, HOOY has a 30.48 unpaid withheld income per share. Do you think they, again, the unpaid, what matters on unpaid is the amount, not the per share amount, right? So when they do their, annual statement, they just have to pay out 90% of the total income, right? Total income that they made. So you have to look at total income versus total payout and then divide it by outstanding shares to get the, but yeah, I mean, again, they got a lot for sure. They have a lot that needs to be paid out. I do not doubt that. I don't know the exact number, but that's why, I think, they could pay more than what I guessed. Yeah, maybe you're the rod that messages them, right? I appreciate you guys, right? All right. Anyway, that's it, man. That's it. I think it went long enough. Let me go. I just want to say, guys, thank you for watching. Oh yeah, tell your friends. Tell your friends. That way we'll get to 40,000 subscribers before you know it. Yeah. All right. I'm out of here. I think we're done for the day. I think that's enough, right? An hour and 23 minutes. Good Lord. All right, guys. Hope you enjoy your day, the rest of your weekend, and we will talk tomorrow. All right. Tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. Nowadays, everybody want to talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when you move your lips. Just a bunch of gibberish.